What's up, friends and fam? My name is David Cola, and I am warm and snuggly. You heard me. I'm wearing my robe. I've got my wine. It's really freaking cold and rainy outside here in Los Angeles. Everyone's going crazy because of the coronavirus. I just went to the store and everyone is going nuts. Like, there's not only no toilet paper or paper towels or anything of that nature, there's also like no food now. All the eggs were gone. All the pasta was gone. All the frozen, anything in the frozen section, any chicken, like gone. Yeah, it's insane. So that's going to be our topic of conversation for today. Well, actually, this is a Q&A. This is a Q&A, friends and fam. So I posted on my story earlier today because it's cold and rainy, and so I thought I'd do a Q&A. And I got a lot of questions about my thoughts on the coronavirus, so we're going to talk about that. Mainly about how it's affected me and a little bit about the music industry, how I'm sort of dealing with this as it continues to go on. If you don't want to hear me answer other questions and you just want to hear about my thoughts on the coronavirus, then please go to this timestamp right here. And hopefully, future David will put all the timestamps for every question in the description or comments below. So go check that out. So yeah, guys, let's just jump right into this Q&A. Ever been nervous during the first gig? Yes. Not only was I nervous on my first gig, but I feel like I'm nervous at a lot of gigs because you always want to do your best. You never want to make mistakes, and it's the ones that really I don't feel prepared for or are super last minute gigs. I still feel nervous. It's just like a normal thing. I feel like it's one of those things that I feel like I've learned to live with a bit. So yeah, you just gotta deal with it as it comes and conquer that fear and nervousness during the show. What are your dream sponsors? Coca-Cola, Vans. You guys should know my drum ones, but Coca-Cola is the one I dream of because obviously my name is David Cola. Yes, I also saw someone ask that if Cola is my real last name. And yes, Cola is indeed my real last name. If I were to show you my license, which I'm not gonna do, but it actually does say Cola. So yes, it is not just a stage name, it is actually my last name. I have no relation to Coca-Cola at all, but that is my dream sponsor. And I feel like it'd work well because, you know, it's like my name's David Cola and I drink wine. You guys know what I mean. You guys know what I'm getting at. How much do you make per gig? A lot of gigs out here in LA usually pay like $100 for the gig and maybe $50 for the rehearsal. So some people might just say like $150 for a rehearsal and a show. I feel like that's sort of like the standard rate that I've come across a lot and is usually the rate that I get here in LA currently. It just depends on how much time and effort you're really putting into it. Like if you're putting in 24 hours of your time into something, you should be compensated for that time. Whereas if it's like a last minute thing and you just have to learn 15 songs and you have one rehearsal and then you have the gig and you're in and out pretty fairly quickly, then I think it's worth it. Then I think the compensation is fair. Are you willing to play on cruise ships again? Yes, but only for a very short amount of time. There is no way I would ever want to do more than like a month on a ship again. It's just way too much. And I feel like it's usually around the month mark where I started to go crazy. So yes, I'd say I would only go back on ships if it was like for a very short amount of time. Where are you from? I'm from Cleveland, Ohio, but I was actually born in Switzerland, which is another story. Yeah, I was born in Geneva, Switzerland, because my father actually works as an accountant and went to Switzerland on business, and my mother was pregnant. So yes, I was born in Switzerland. I do not have a dual citizenship because I believe you have to be in Switzerland for 13 years to become a citizen. So I was technically born an American citizen in Switzerland. But yeah, I grew up in Cleveland, Ohio. Will you post more vlogs? I just posted one a couple of days ago, so go check that out. Also, I have a ton of vlogs. Like, you should go watch my ones from the cruise ship. I have other cruise ship vlogs that I really thought were great. Like there's like one where people were interpretive dancing in the park in like Norway, and I thought it was hilarious, so check that out. What's your best advice for playing contemporary Christian music? It doesn't just have to be Christian music, but just in general when learning and for playing any type of music, you just need to learn the songs. Like whatever songs that you're given, you just need to learn them in and out and learn them as best as you can. And even I need to do that better and really hone in on what the drummers are doing on the original track. And I always try to make it as close to the original as I can when playing tracks live or playing songs live. Advice to get clout for drumming on Insta. Be you. First off, be you. Don't try to be anyone else but you. Then from there, post a lot, but only if you actually like have the desire to post and create. Because if you don't have that, then I feel like it's a waste of time. Follow that creative process forever. It's taken me over 10 years to get where I'm at with my playing, with my technical abilities on the drum set. And then I really started to work on social media probably in college, when I first started college. So it's been over 6 years now since I've started posting to Instagram, and it's taken me this long to get this far, so keep that in mind. How do you get your hair so pretty? A lot of times if I'm going out, I use like a pomade, which actually smells like orange cream soda. Yeah, it's called like Nostalgic Pomade. I love that thing. Shouts to my brother for getting it for me. Sometimes, I know it's horrible, I use hairspray at times just because if I need something quick that I know will like hold for the entire day, then I just do that and I just go, whew. I just brush it back, and if I don't like use any sort of hair product, then my hair will just go like that and I'll look like an emo Justin Bieber guy again, like I did in high school. A lot of you are asking me if I like jazz, and someone asked if I ever played jazz. And yes, I have actually a lot of videos, well not a lot, but I do have videos of me swinging. If you go back to my Berkeley days and on the cruise ship days, I do have videos of me swinging. I'm not an expert at jazz by any means, but I feel like I did take the time to know enough to get by. And that's where I'm happy with, where if I'm in a situation that requires me to swing, I know everything that I really know to get through the song and to do it well. But I would not call myself a master, like highly proficient in jazz. I know enough to get the job done. Books/media and teachers that have helped you the most. Well, my original teacher, Tom Konopka from Cleveland, Ohio, is the absolute man, and he's the one that really shaped me into the player I am today. Yeah, he's an overall just amazing player in almost every single style I can think of. I feel like his goal was to be like one of the most well-rounded drummers ever, and that was how he approached me, and from the very beginning since I started playing. And he threw me through all the rudimental books and also taught me how to swing and got me into all the Latin stuff, and that's where like as a kid I was really into like all the Latin clave stuff and all that independence. All the funk fusion stuff, lots of Tower of Power, like David Garibaldi, Vinnie Colaiuta, and he also exposed me to chops for the first time. He showed me a video of like Eric Moore and Ronald Bruner Jr. like ripping and all these cats, and he exposed me to everything. And I feel like that's what really shaped me into the player I am today. And then I had a lot of people along the way like Dave DeCenzo and James Murphy, who are some of my teachers at Berkeley, Henrique de Almeida at Berkeley. All these people really shaped me and sort of helped me figure out what kind of path I wanted to go on after sort of coming from like a very well-rounded background. Currently, I have like people like E-Man and not only drummers, but other people in the industry like keys players, guitar players that are experts in the industry and are giving me good advice as far as like playing in groups together and what people are looking for. And so that's the kind of mentorship I feel like I have right now, which is really cool. More about the musical situation and less about the drums specifically, you know? Less about technical drum skills, that is. Any books? J.P. Bouvet was a big influence of mine, and I remember his single double rest theory, his independence guide, was like the key to a lot of things for me. A lot of independence, like funk and independence fusion, and a lot of coordination exercises like that really allowed me and helped open my limbs up a lot so I can do multiple things at once and not have to think about it too much. So yeah, I'll check that out. Okay, I got through a lot of questions. Now let's talk about it. So let me find all the good stuff that you probably want to hear about. Thoughts on the coronavirus. You have corona chops. Someone just wrote corona. So let's talk about the coronavirus. Obviously, I'm sure you've seen many other people's posts if you follow people in the industry. I've seen a lot of tours get canceled or postponed. Coachella, I believe, was postponed. Lots of things are shut down and being postponed or canceled in general, which honestly sucks. But yeah, lots of stuff going down, and it's really affecting our industry a lot. And I know personally, I feel like I have a lot of friends who use touring and shows as a main source of income to survive, and it's really such a shame because all of the stuff is being postponed, and a lot of income that they thought they had coming in is stopped and cut off right now, which sucks. And what even sucks is that even I've had a couple gigs that have been canceled. Luckily for me though, I feel like the coronavirus isn't affecting me as much as it is a lot of my friends. And that's because I'm not gigging and I'm not doing anything major that I was relying on for my main source of income currently. All my gigs that I have had canceled were just simple like one-off gigs here in Los Angeles. But if I'm gonna be completely honest, I think this is like the best time something like this could have happened to me, just because right now I'm in a place in my life where I'm not gigging. I'm not doing a major tour with a major artist, and that isn't my main source of income. Obviously, I want that to be one of my main sources of income. Obviously, I want to be a touring musician. I want to like play freaking arenas. Like I want to do the thing. But right now, I'm not doing that. I make a lot of my money off of YouTube, surprisingly. I make some income from church, Patreon, lesson packs, which thank you by the way if you have bought lesson packs. So yeah, I've been fortunate enough to live off of these different sources of income that honestly haven't been much affected by the coronavirus. So I feel like if this happens in 3 years from now, which I feel like hopefully I've gotten my feet off the ground here a little bit more and started working a bit more here in town, then it could have affected me a bit more. But right now, I'm chilling. Like, I am straight chilling. I can stay home and work on videos and chill out, and I'm completely fine with that. For now, anyways, during this sort of difficult time in the industry. And honestly, I have to say, like, I'm happy that I have different sources of income that aren't 100% related to gigging. Like gigging specifically. I'm just happy that I have multiple sources of income, because otherwise this time right now would be a lot more difficult on me than it currently is. And this is something that was like preached during college and a lot of my classes, was that everyone should have multiple sources of income in this industry. And everyone should constantly think about how else they can make money to survive without solely relying on one specific thing. Because exactly what's happening now, like when one source is cut off, how are you going to survive if that was your only source of income? And so this is something, if you're trying to be a musician, that you should think about, is what other ways can you make money to survive when you become an adult. And I think this is a good time to mention it, but I believe I might be accepting a part-time job. And yes, I said that, I'm accepting a part-time job just to make a little extra money on the side, so hopefully I can save more and thrive, you know. But that's just so I can have another source of income. So for example, during this past winter there weren't that many gigs, so I'm sort of prepping for that. So by taking a very casual part-time job just to make a little extra cash, then hopefully whenever I have one of my sources of income sort of cut off for a month or 2 months or however long it is, then I still have money to survive. And so I won't freak out and stress out and have anxiety because I might not be able to make rent that month, you know? Yeah, I don't mean to come off as like cocky in any way, or like, I don't mean for it to sound like I'm above anyone else but no, I'm just very fortunate that I have these different revenues that allow me to continue to do what I do, regardless of what's happening in whatever industry currently. Those are my thoughts on the coronavirus. It's more so about me, and yeah, it's always about me, right? Always about. It's more so about how it's affecting my industry and my personal life, honestly. So hopefully that gives you a bit of insight, and hopefully this is just a good reminder that multiple sources of income are okay. And it's okay to have a part-time job if that's what you need to make sure that you can survive. I'm not going to judge you, and hopefully no one else is going to judge you for whatever you need to do to make a living. Your dreams are still going to be there. So regardless of what you have to do, you just got to go and strive for whatever you want and believe in. Yes, words of wisdom from David Cola Drums. Alright, so I'm gonna get comfy and I'm going to edit videos and I'm gonna play some COD and enjoy this lovely rainy day with my wine. So yeah, friends and fam, thanks for watching. I have more videos to come out soon, so be on the lookout. So yeah, friends and fam, my name is David Cole and I play the drums, and I'll see you, my friends and fam, later.